So hello everyone, all the young budding dentists, the first year BDS students, welcome to Eden 2. So you have taken the first step of your professional career, that is joining the first BDS. So now you would have gone into your colleges, few chapters they would have started, right? So all the subjects you will be going in a synchronization manner. So today I will be giving you a lot of insights about how to prepare for first BDS, how to make sure your journey is very smooth, and how to come out successfully. So you should know all the do's and don'ts of sailing into first year. So let us begin. So the title of the presentation, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. So dear students, you have joined a professional college. Many students have joined before you and many will join after you also. But for you, in your personal life, this is a significant milestone. So you need to make sure this journey of yours is the best journey. And as a professional, when you come out with flying colors. Right. So today we will be focusing on many things, many aspects. So these are the topics what I will be covering. We will know the tricks about everything, like tackling the course deadlines, then how to organize the revisions whenever any internal exams are there or any unit tests are there, how to organize the revisions. And the biggest problem what all students have is they read a lot, but they often tend to forget. So how to improve memory? And then before exam, there is always anxiety. So how to cope up with anxiety? How to use your seniors and your batchmates and your roommates as a co-study partner. So that I will be discussing, and how finally towards the end of the presentation, I will be talking about how to take exams. So apart from this, many more topics I will be talking today. Right. So exams without anxiety, impossible, right? You would have been in schools, you would have given your so many exams, half yearly exams, annual exams. So during the start of the preparation, all the students are like this, what you see on your screen. But towards the end of the preparation or just few days before the exams come, most of us are in this state. This happens because of lack of preparation, lack of dedication, desire, discipline, and because of the faulty method of preparation, eventually 90% of the students fall into this category. So today our session is addressed to make sure this doesn't happen to you. Right. So first of all, you all join BDS, so definitely the motivation level will be very high. So I am very sure all of you want to be successful in life. But dear students, please understand, success means different things to different people. For some, it is recognition, good health. As a student, for you, it may be marks, and ultimately is the peace of mind. So you should define your goals first. Why you join dentistry, what you want to do when you pass out, and how you want to carry your degree forward. So these things all you need to have a clear-cut picture, because you are all Gen Z students, so you have to be really fast-forward students. Okay. So many students have this concept in the brain, let this exams go, I will study seriously for the next. Or they just keep on adding muhurtams. From 5th, I will start studying. From 10th, I will start studying. Saturday, Sunday is a holiday. I'll clean my room. And from Monday onwards, I will start studies. So you make a timetable and you will not follow it. So we are very, what you say, we are mastered in making timetables, but it's 80% of the timetable we don't follow it. So that is the common trait of a student. So all those aspects you need to clear it out. Let this exams go, I will study seriously for the next. That attitude and concept you need to change it out. Because in first BDS we have got anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and dental anatomy and oral histology. So definitely anatomy is again divided into gross anatomy, embryology, histology, osteology, neuroanatomy. So 5 subtopics are there. It means just like 5 subjects you are reading under anatomy. Physiology is one, biochemistry is one, DADH, dental anatomy one, oral histology. So these are 4. So if you break down, almost like 9 subjects you are studying under 3 subjects banner. You should plan your time very well. You should have an organized revisions. So all those aspects I will be discussing. So please understand, you have to be always optimist, right? You have to, because anatomy is a subject. Initially, it may take some time for you to recollect, recall, and proceed. So first and foremost, while reading anatomy, you should be very much aware of the blood supply and nerve supply of head and neck, and then you should know all the branches, which is branch of what. So you can write down in your notebook all the branches, learn those things, and then proceed with the easiest chapters first. So the easiest chapter, the first chapter is the scalp chapter in gross anatomy. So you can read the scalp chapter first, then you can go for parotid gland, facial nerve, then you can jump into triangles of the neck, anterior triangle, posterior triangles, right? Then you can go to little higher chapters like submandibular gland, and then TMJ chapter, mouth and pharynx, larynx. Slowly you can go towards the middle ear. So this, what the sequence of chapters, what I told, it is not in the same order in your textbooks, but all the chapters are individual chapters. They are not interconnected. Only the blood supply, nerve supply, you should be aware. So what I told is from easy to tough chapters. So this is for gross anatomy, right? So dear students, there are 3 kinds of people in the world. The first category is at the topmost. These are the people who make things happen. So there are very few people, and I am very much aware that you will be wanting to be in this zone. And majority of the people, 80 to 90% of the people will be in the last category, because it's a pyramid. They will be in the top bottom. They will be in the bottom. That is people who wonder what happened. So why does it happen? When anyone takes admission, their motivation level is high. They want to do the best. But over a period of time, the motivation level comes down and their performance also gets affected. So that is a very crucial thing which you should be very much aware of, that at any given point of time, your motivation level, your energy level should be peak high. Because once the exams are done, it is done. You cannot change your marks again. You will have never a second attempt. If you pass the exam, you will never have a second attempt to better your marks. So always remember, you live your life once, and that once is the best one you are doing for. Okay. So we live only once. So please understand that this only once in our life, we should do the best of it. And we all have problems. Please understand that when you start reading anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, especially, it will be very difficult to understand initially. But please understand, everything is difficult before it becomes easy. For a 5th class student, 5th class is tough. For a 10th class student, 10th class is tough. Similarly, now if you are in first BDS, you may feel that anatomy is a little tough to understand. But please understand, everything is difficult in the beginning. Over a period of time, when you practice, it becomes very easy. Now, if someone comes and asks you question of 5th class students' textbooks, it will be very easy for you to answer. So that is why, because you have done that, you have matured enough, and you have learned more things. So eventually 5th standard portions become very easy for you. Same thing will happen here also. So always have patience, and only way you can learn things, understand things, is by rereading, revising, learning, making an attempt. Taking tensions will not help you out at all. So please remember, never give up. We all have problems, and so we should live with the problems and try to conquer it. So always play to win, not for participation. Right. So one thing you remember, whenever you're studying, you should always have your study place neat and clean. If the study place is not neat and clean, you will not be able to get anything. Please understand that if you don't respect, you will not get any knowledge. So always remember, you should be studying facing towards a wall. So that background, the doors are there, background, no distraction is there. You will not have any distractions. And on your table, only one book at a time. Whatever subject you are studying, only that book should be there. All the extra books should be kept in a shelf. You should not keep everything on the table. So that is rule number one. You should never study in your bed. The primary purpose of the bed is to sleep. So even you start studying at position number one, eventually after a few minutes, you will be in position number two, three, four, and all of a sudden the book disappears and you will fall asleep. You fall asleep. Okay. So please understand that never study in bed. Best thing is to go to library. Your college will have library. After the college hours, go to library. Start reading in library. 1 hour a day is much more than enough to begin with. Slowly over a period of time, your interest will be created and then you will study. Library also never face towards a door, always face towards a wall and do with lot of dedication and concentration. Right. So what is the best time of the day to study? Now, this best time of the day, it may differ from person to person. So a study was conducted over big sample size, and then they came to a conclusion based on those subjects whom they studied that this graph they came to know. This is the conclusion. That is, the best time to study means when your brain is 100% active. 100% active is at morning 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. Early morning 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. That is the best time to study. The second best time is your evening time. That is evening when your brain is 80% active is evening 7 to 10 p.m. That is why you see all the cricket matches, IPL matches, evening show movie, all the serials, everything is kept at 7 to 10 p.m. So that people will register very fast. The advertisement shown in the TV also, which is placed at the evening time, are priced higher than the same ad coming in the morning time. And the worst time to study is night 12 to 4 a.m. midnight, because the whole day you would have taken a toll. So definitely you're tired. You just open the books and nothing will go inside. So, but some people can study only during the night hours. They can't study they can't wake up in the morning. Now, the myth is there and the difference is there. So what you should be doing is you should identify the first best time for you, the second best time, third best time, fourth best time, something like that. So what you have to do, you have to observe yourself for a period of 1 week. So day one, when you study morning 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 hour you study and give a score out of 10. My concentration was 70%. So 7 by 10, 8 by 10, 9 by 10. You can give your scores how much you understood. Then 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11. Like that, keep on doing this over a period of time for 7 days. Definitely 24 hours you can't sit and study and start giving the scores. So first day you can study the morning hours, second day you can study the afternoon hours, third day evening hours, fourth day night hours. And after a period of 1 week, you will come to know when you take the average, which is your best time. If your best time is in the night, then in your best time, you should study the most difficult subject. And in your worst time, you should study the most easiest subject. The common mistake what people do in first year BDS is they open the anatomy with a scalp chapter and physiology they open with blood chapter. And for 2 months, they will be reading only this. And whenever they are highly energetic, they want to study, they will read only this topic. By the time they go to the second topic, they are exhausted. So that is why scalp chapter everyone can answer well, but other topics, other chapters, you're not equally good in other chapters. Simply because your best time you're utilizing for the easiest chapter. So make a pattern and go for it. And then the rosters you have to make and then try to follow that. Right. How to organize the revisions. So now before the exam, lot of study materials you would have got. First and foremost, write all the questions what can be probable for the exam. That is very important. The probable questions that you can get from question banks, textbooks, any textbook, Any paragraph you're reading, just ask what is this, why is this, where is this, how is this. This is Kipling's poem. Just ask this question, and when you read the paragraph or that page in the textbook, try to find out the answer for that. Okay. Now, what you have to do is, while doing the revisions, please understand that if you are not organizing the revisions, you are going to invite a lot of problems. I'll give you a small example. A school friend of yours, maybe in a fifth standard, or all of a sudden, out of after some 10 years, you are meeting him on the road. You, when you see his face, you identify that person, you know that you know him, but you're not able to remember his name because you just recognize him, but you don't remember him. You're not in touch with him, that is why you don't remember his name. But during the fifth standard, both of you may be friends, you may be talking to each other and know each other's name very well, but 10 years have happened now. Similarly, if we don't revise and just see the book once, we have an overconfidence that yeah, we know everything. When you open the textbook, this I know, that I know, this diagram I know. Close the book, go for exam, everything gone. So that is the flaw in us. We think that we remember, but actually we just recognize those things. So please understand, we forget 82% within 24 hours. So at the beginning, when you're reading, you're here, then slowly the graph goes up. You understand much more better. And if you don't revise after 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, the whole memory comes down. And it doesn't become zero because you have kept a lot of hard work, so it stays at a very minute level. So then you only recognize this answer is there in that page number, that left side one diagram is there. But what is that diagram? You don't know. Okay. So please understand how to revise now. So how to revise means what you have to do is whatever you read today for the throughout the day, revise everything on the same day for 1 hour. Revise same thing next day for again 1 hour. Then after 1 week, next 4 days, don't do anything. Today, whatever I studied, again I closed my normal study and revised for 1 hour. Tomorrow again for 1 hour. Then after 1 week for 1 hour. And after 1 month for 1 hour. What will happen? Your memory level will be at this level. The cursor, what you're seeing, it will be always at the same level. So that is the art of revision. If you don't revise, you'll forget everything. Now, how to improve memory? Now, how to improve memory is no tablets will help you. All those things is myth. The only method of recalling things is you should spend equal time in revising also. How much time you spend in reading, understanding the topic, same amount of time you should spend in recall. You should close the book and recall. Okay, the main question is parotid gland. So what is parotid gland? What are the external features? What is the blood supply? What is the nerve supply? You should be able to answer. Just by reading the book, seeing the photograph, closing the book, keeping aside, I have studied 2 hours. That is not studies. You should be able to recall. So as a rule of thumb, 1 hour of study or whatever you have studied, equal number of hours you should spend for revision also. So this is, you can, what I told is today 1 hour, tomorrow 1 hour, after 1 week 1 hour, and 1 month 1 hour. You can do it for 5 minutes. You can edit this. Always make a revision wall. This is extremely important. Revision wall. Whichever tough topics you are finding, like anatomy, biochemistry, and cycles you don't remember. So don't write on the wall. Put a chart paper, and on that you can write. Both the sides you can use. 1 week you can see one side, another week you can see other side. So this will really help you because the visual memory is very effective memory. Seeing it over a period of time, whenever you are not interested in studying, because just that you have written there, you just go stand there, maybe just the half part you will read and you will forget the other thing. Again, after a few days, you will again see. So over a period of time, by repeatedly seeing, what happens is it goes into your subconscious mind, and then you will never forget in your exams. So what can be added here? The biochemistry, cycles, enzyme strain, energetics can be added, and then your tooth eruptions schedule, the whole cycle, like one big table is there, right? DADH, those things you can add, anatomy branches you can add. Whatever you feel is difficult, you can keep it on the revision wall. So always develop the revision wall. Next is time savers. How to save time while studying. First is color code your notes. So whenever you're studying, use a marker pen. The highlighter pens will be there, right? Use that. Two different colors. So but please understand that when you're reading for the very first time, very first time, don't use anything, because everything you will feel important and you will mark everything, and eventually you will paint the book. No need to paint the book. First reading, don't do anything, just read. Second reading, use a pencil, so at least you will know the important ones. Then third reading, take the marker pens and you will mark only the extremely important points. So once you have marked it, so the highlight points, important points, values, names, dates, whatever concepts are there, that is underlined. Next time when you revise, if you see only this highlighted things, done, you're saving a lot of time, rather than reading the chapter from the introduction towards the end. That will take and consume a lot of time. So please start underlining the important things. And always put a marker in the book. Very important. Half of the time goes in searching the book, and then which page I have left it out to figure it out. It takes a lot of your energy. So put a marker in the book. Use your computers or the mobile phones you have. Any tough questions or any meaning you are not understanding, just Google it out and use that. And whenever you find something very difficult, you don't want to do it, spend little time, daily 5 to 10 minutes, do that. Biochemistry cycle you don't like, daily 10 minutes you read one cycle. So today I will study, for example, glycolysis for 10 minutes. Tomorrow again for 10 minutes. Then in 2 to 3 days I will learn eventually, because only 10 minutes I am spending. But if I spend more than 10 minutes, study for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, what will happen is, again, the brain goes exhausted. I would have studied 1 hour, but because the brain got exhausted, the whole day I will not be studying anything. So do the tough things only 10 minutes a day. Same thing includes if you're staying in hostel, for your cleaning the room also. Right, so the cleaning the room also same concept. Clean one table, don't make a cleaning day and waste the whole day. So table you can clean one day, your wardrobe one day, your bed one day. Eventually in 3 to 4 days, just spending 10 minutes daily, you're done with it and you are always up to the mark and you're neat and clean. Your room is neat and clean. Now, whenever you are going for an exam, so first is the subject. The subject means anatomy, physiology, whatever you have, that subject book you will take. Go through the syllabus first. What is your syllabus? If you're studying cardiovascular system and physiology, what are the questions which are asked in the exam? So past examination papers will tell you everything is not important in this topic. Yes, as a dentist, as a doctor, you should have the knowledge of the whole chapter, but exam point of view, you will come to know the important topics, which is your main question, short essay, short answer from the past examination papers. Then from that, go to the subtopics. Okay, cardiac cycle. In the cardiac cycle, what is asked? If it is a main question, you have to read everything. If it is a short essay, then you should know what to read in that. Okay, only conduction is asked. Only excitation is asked. All or none is asked. These are the examples in cardiac previous chapter. So subtopics, you just focus more. And then just revise around this topics. Rather than reading the whole topic, whole chapter and not understanding anything, if you study and dissect in this way and study, it becomes extremely easy. So this is extremely important. So whatever time you spend in reading, same thing you should recall and remember also. Right. So this is the revision pattern. What I told you, if you keep on revising, you will be always at the static level. And use all your senses while studying. You have to use the revision wall, that is the visual eye. I told you, you will make a revision wall and you can record your tough notes. If you're traveling in bus, you're coming to college in bus, you can record your notes. So what happens whenever you're going for dinner or something in a hostel, you can keep the earphones on and you are revising it. So you can record the biochemistry cycles or tough things, anything which you are not aware of that. By repeatedly hearing, it goes into subconscious mind. And no need to pay full concentration while hearing. You can do your activities, normal things. For a period of time, it generally goes. Same thing like the film songs. You remember all the film songs. How do you remember? You don't take the notebook, write the lyrics, and by heart every day. Eventually, by hearing everywhere in FM radio, in car, in hotels, wherever you travel around, you come to hear that song again and again, everywhere. So it goes into your subconscious mind. Same thing here also. So auditory senses, visual senses, you should be able to incorporate in your study plan. Now taking exams. So now first thing you understand your exam is for 3 hours. So you should know how to manage these 3 hours. Now, depending upon your university, if you have got 2 main questions, 5 or 4 short essays and 10 short answers. So total 16 questions. This is a general trend in some universities. Whichever university you belong to, first you should figure out how many questions are asked in the exam. Now, Kuhas University tells 2 main questions. So you have got total 16 questions in 180 minutes. So what you can do is you have to divide this 180 questions divided by 16 questions. So each main question you can write for 25 minutes. So 25 minutes into 2 main questions, it becomes 50 minutes, 50. So out of 180, 50 minutes is over. Then you have got 4 short essays, which is of 5 marks each. So each question, each short essays you can give 15 minutes, 1-5. So 15 for the 60 minutes over. So 60 minutes for short essay, 50 minutes for long essay. So 60 plus 50, 110 minutes are over from 180. So you have got remaining 70 minutes. So in this 17 minutes, you have to do short answers. So that eventually 10 short answers are there with 7 minutes per question. So I just give you an idea. So like this, your time management can be done in the exam. So once you are 20, 22 minutes, 23 minutes, you should start concluding the answer. And by the time 25 minutes is over, you should jump into the next question. There is no waiting period. You just immediately jump. Otherwise, you will miss out some questions towards the end. And these days, you get a booklet to write answers. So one main question, you can write 3 to 4 sides, which eventually becomes 7 to 8 pages. If you take single sheet as 1 page, so 7 to 8 sides you have to write. So 2 main questions, 7 into 2, 14 pages you would have written out of 50. Short essays, you can write 2 to 3 sides. Even you take 3 sides, 3 4s are 12. So 14 plus 12, 26 pages are over. And the short answers, you can write 2 sides. 10 into 10 will be there, 10 questions, 10 into 2, 20. So eventually, you are writing how many? 26 plus 20, 36, 46. So almost out of 50 pages, 44 to 46 pages, you can plan it out. So this is how planning will help you to know how much to write, how much time to write. This is extremely important. And now whenever you're presenting a long essay, first and foremost, what you do is leave half page and then start writing the answer. Introduction, clinical features, or whatever, whichever, if you're in anatomy, you're reading introduction, boundaries, then the features of that particular organ, question asked, and then the blood supply, nerve supply, clinical anatomy, all those things you will be explaining in detail. So all these headings you take it out and write at the starting of the question like contents. So this you can write only when the answer is complete. So leave half page and then start writing everything and then put it the headings on the topmost page, like how textbooks have contents. All the headings should be in capital letters. Then all the diagrams should be drawn at the center of the page. Many people draw small diagram at one corner, so there is no place for labeling. Diagram should be at the center of the page, so in and around the diagram you can label it also. And once the question is over, you can, with the scale, you can draw 2 or 3 lines and go to the next question. Please remember that question number should be written very carefully. If question number 3, you missed out writing question number 3, but you wrote the answer. Examiner has every right to give you 0 mark because this is an answer of which question you have not specified. So you cannot challenge that. So the time management, the paper management, and the art of writing answers. So always remember when you see a magazine, always the importance is given on the right side. All the major diagrams or photographs will be on the right side. So all the best answers you should try to put it on the right side. The best diagrams you should try to put it on the right side. Left side, the little known things you can write that. So this is just a trick to mask your weakness and present it really well. Do not change so many colors. If you're writing with black ink, write with black. If you're writing with blue, write with blue. And your university will have a lot of instruction, do's and don'ts. Some university says underline only with red color. Then you have to do that. Some says don't use red. You are not supposed to do that. So that is very important instruction you should follow. And your coloring of the diagram is extremely important. So all the arteries are red color, veins are blue, nerves are yellow. So what you do is always draw the diagram and do the coloring part there and there itself. Don't leave it towards the end. I will give 10 minutes and done, because the end you will never have a time. So in that way, you will miss out coloring the diagrams also. And you practice the diagrams in such a way in an exam in 45 seconds to 1 minute, the whole diagram with labeling is over. So that should be the speed of the diagram. If you're not drawing, if you're taking 5 minutes for one diagram, altogether you have got just 20 to 25 minutes for a single main question. And one diagram you're drawing for 5 minutes. Impossible. You can't do anything. Then how many diagrams to be drawn per question? So you can just divide by number of marks. If the question is 10 marks, divided by 2, so at least 5 diagrams should be there. If it's a 5 marks question, 5 divided by 2, 2.5. So at least 2 to 3 diagrams should be there. And if it is what you say 3 marks question, then 1 diagram should be there also. Okay, so that is what you need to follow perfectly. So work intelligently, right? You need to be very smart, right? This is a presentation war. The knowledge is everyone is reading the same books, but it is basically the presentation. The art of presentation only will give the desired result. So work intelligent and work smart, right? So the cranial nerves, you can make some mnemonics like this. So this in EDN2, we will be teaching all those things. So how to blood supply, nerve supply, some tables and charts you can make like this, right? So this will help you to really recollect and understand in a very easy manner. External carotid artery branches with mnemonics. So I'm just giving a sample so that you will learn all those things perfectly. Layers of the scalp can be related with the burger, different layers of the scalp. So dear students, please update yourself. Don't be the old crow, be a modern crow. You are using the technology, right? So you have to update yourself and really bring the best in you. So trust your abilities. A bird sitting on the branch of the tree doesn't get frightened by shaking because it trusts its wings, not the branches. So don't worry, the question paper is going to be tough, easy, or whatever. No matter how much tough, your answers, your preparation level should be so high, you can easily do it. So, wish you all have a wonderful and a positive future. Enjoy yourself. Remember that EDN2 is always there with you. All your queries, you can always put up to us, and you can call our executives also. So, thank you all. Thank you so much.